If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I know a thing or two about the Ninja Creami. I've made hundreds of pints of ice cream using this device, so I know what works and what doesn't. And if you're the first time owner of one, it can seem kind of intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka FitFood and today we're gonna be going through 15 of my best Ninja Creami tips to get you the perfect pint every time. So let's get started, shall we? Tip number one is a tip that I've come to learn, and it's to use a milk frother instead of just shaking the pint. So I'll show you the difference here. Before I had a milk frother, is it called a milk frother? I have no idea. But before I had one of these devices, I would just put the lid onto the pint and hope it was sealed and then just shake it. And then sometimes some of the liquid would go everywhere. One time the lid actually came off and then I just like wasted a bunch of ingredients. So it's way better and it looks way cleaner to use one of these frother things to mix it. And then if anything, you could like shake it a bit over the sink if you need. But yeah, this is just way cleaner, looks way better, and I would highly recommend getting one of these things. I actually bought mine off the P Science website. Tip number two is like a combo tip. It's to buy more pint containers than the Creami originally comes with, and to prepare your creamies at the start of the week. So I believe when you buy it, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it only comes with two. I have like 6 of them. And the reason I have these is because, well, number one, I test recipes all the time. But number two, sometimes you have a couple in your freezer that are like frozen. And then you're like, hey, I actually want to make something different. Or maybe you have like a friend or your partner wants one. And then you either have to like forego that, or you have to put the frozen one like on the counter and then wait for it to thaw. You know what I mean? So it's best to just like have a bunch of extra ones, especially if you want to test out recipes. And also prepare your creamies at the start of the week, because I can't tell you guys how many times, like this is aside from me just testing recipes. At the end of the night, I'm like, you know what would be great right now? A Ninja Creami. But I don't have any prepared in my freezer. And unfortunately, the downside of Ninja Creami is that you can't just like prepare one as you want. Like you need to freeze it 24 hours ahead of time. So that's a good tip. Tip number 3 plays into that. Don't rush it and actually freeze it for 24 hours. Now, I know I get a lot of comments of people being like, oh, I just freeze it for like 4 hours and it's fine. I've done that so many times where I freeze it for like less than 20 hours and it turns out icy, does not turn out as well. So yeah, prepare them at the start of the week so you don't have this problem. Tip number 4 is don't overfill the pint containers. So you're gonna see here in this video that there's the line that says max fill. And I never go over this because then if you do, when you try to put it into the machine, it might not work properly, it might not get inserted, and then you risk breaking the machine. So make sure to knock over that line. Tip number 5 is to test out different combinations of milk. So in the majority of my recipes, I use half unsweetened almond milk and half of the Fairlife milk. The reason I do this is to keep the calories lower, because obviously the unsweetened almond milk has less calories, but then not use all unsweetened almond milk because then it's not going to be as creamy. So if you want like the creamiest pint possible, I would use all Fairlife milk. But if you want a combination that's creamy but also lower in calories, use half and half. But I do have a lot of viewers that are vegan and they just use almond milk or they just use soy milk, and it's totally fine. Or I have people that use full fat milk and they say that they prefer that. Obviously, if you're in a calorie deficit, just be mindful. Tip number 6 is knowing the steps. So if you're a beginner, you might not know this, but when you're making protein ice cream, you're gonna use the light ice cream setting first. You're gonna take it out, and then if it's powdery, you're gonna add a little bit of unsweetened almond milk. So if it doesn't really look that powdery, I would say you can get away with not adding any milk or adding maybe like a teaspoon. But if it comes out and it's looking super powdery, I'll insert like a video here, then you're gonna wanna add a couple tablespoons of unsweetened almond milk. But don't overdo it, and I would say just judge it based on how powdery it is after that first spin. Then for the second spin, you're either gonna do respin if there are no mix-ins, or you add mix-ins, then you're gonna do the mix-in setting. Tip number 7, I know this is gonna sound like a pain, but I always scrape the edges of the ice cream as I'm showing you here after the first spin, and this helps it just blend way better, and it helps it so there's no like icy shards or chunks in your creamy. Now, I know a lot of people are commenting like, oh my God, why do I even have to do this? That's just how it is, okay? Another thing that you could do, which I've never done, is put the pint under warm, like hot water for like 30 seconds, and then that'll also kind of do the same thing. So it's whatever you prefer. Number 8, for your mix-ins, the best way to do it is to dig a hole in the middle. So do that first spin, put your unsweetened almond milk in or whatever, then dig a hole in the middle and put your mix-ins there. This will help the mix-ins distribute evenly. What I used to do is like put them all at the top, and it's like, what did I think was gonna happen? Tip number 9 is that some mix-ins are better than others. So you're gonna find that with some mix-ins, even if you dig a hole in the middle, like they're just not gonna distribute well, and they're just gonna be like regular chunks. For example, chocolate chips or chocolate chunks, I just find like they don't really distribute and they don't kind of like break up. Whereas bigger mix-ins, like the alpha prime brownies or like any kind of brownie, for example, those usually distribute very well. Or like bigger, let's say mini eggs, like bigger kind of like not chocolate chunks, but like bigger things, those usually break up and like distribute well and give it that like McDonald's, I was gonna say McDonald's blurry. What is it? McDonald's, no, not Blizzard. That's Dairy Queen, isn't it? McFlurry, that McFlurry texture. I just want to say, hopefully none of you guys are looking at my nails right now because they look disgusting. My nails typically look good, but I'm getting them done tomorrow, so I don't. Anyway, I just wanted to point it out in case anyone clicks off the video because they're like, her nails are gross. But let's move on. Tip number 10 is to blend your frozen fruit before adding. The very first time I made a fruit-based ice cream, blueberry ice cream, you'll see here, the ice cream ended up turning out fine, but after, when I took it out of the freezer, I was almost scared it wasn't going to, because you can kind of see like the blueberries were still in like balls there, and I had to fiddle around with the pint a bit more, and the blueberries still weren't like super fully blended, whereas when I made other fruit ice creams like mango ice cream or banana, I blended the fruit beforehand and it just ended up turning out a lot better. So if you can, blend the fruit beforehand, but if not, it's totally fine. It'll still turn out. Number 11, honestly, I should have put this point earlier, but I've said it before on different videos, but I'll say it again. Use xanthan gum as a thickener. This is what like restaurants and fast food places use to thicken ice cream, and this works way better than just using the Jello pudding mix. You can use this with a combination of the pudding mix to still like give it flavor or whatever, but I just add 1 gram of xanthan gum, and I'm gonna insert a clip here. Some of my older recipes, the ice cream just looked like icy, and I'm like, why do people even watch this? I don't know. My Ninja Creami recipes have improved drastically because of xanthan gum. Tip number 12 is to make it sweeter than you think. Always add some sort of sweetener like monk fruit or regular sugar or whatever, because after you freeze the ice cream, it lowers the sweetness. So you're gonna always wanna make sure that it's sweet enough. I always add like 15 grams of monk fruit into all my creamy recipes. Tip number 13, if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to eat the whole pint in one sitting, you have 2 options. The first option is that you could put the rest of the pint in the fridge, and then when you take it out, it'll be kind of like a soft serve texture the next time you want to enjoy it. Or the other thing you could do is put it in the freezer, and then next time you want to enjoy it, take it out, take off the lid, let it sit on the counter for 10 minutes, and then do a respin. I will warn you though, it might come out like not soupy, but somewhere in the middle of like perfect and soupy, if that makes sense. Like it's not gonna be as good as the first time. So if you can, share your pint with someone or eat the whole thing in one sitting. Tip number 14, I learned this the hard way once. I had to go get another Ninja Creami, which is fine because my videos make enough that they pay for it. Don't be forceful with the blades or like the lids or anything like that, because if you do, then the machine might stop working or might not work properly. Basically, the pint containers, if the plastic gets like bent at all, then it's not going to fit into the contraption thingy-mabobber. So you're going to have to literally throw out that pint container. It's not going to work. Or if the blades get stuck or anything like that, and it's an expensive machine. So just like be gentle, don't be forceful. I know sometimes it can be easy to get frustrated and be forceful, but just be mindful of that. And finally, tip number 15, of course, don't spend time experimenting. Just follow my recipes. I have so many recipes on this channel, on my Instagram, on my TikTok that you could follow. So be sure to follow these. There's pretty much something for anyone. And then if you want to request recipes, you can. I'm just not making pistachio, guys. I really don't like pistachio. I'm sorry, but I'm sure other creators have that. So yeah, stick to my tried and true recipes and you'll be good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure you're looking for some recipes to test out that Ninja Creami. So I'm going to link a video here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. as it really helps the channel and I post new videos every week. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.